See what stuff works. Okay, it says I'm streaming live on each one of these channels. Only one I'm not streaming live on is the one that I'm supposed to be streaming live on, which is this one. Let me see. Change the bandwidth. It says bandwidth. It's not good enough bandwidth. What's happening? So the only one that's actually working is that one. The live stream one said what? I may have to do something different. I'm going to try something different. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then we know. Let's see. New live event. Let's try that. Works. Okay, so two of them are working. Oh my God, Taylor's do the part. Don't let them lead you astray. Let him be. I pray the King shows you his mercy. For shame, for shame. Yeah. Revolution.
All right, what's going down?
Not a solution. You need to talk about Boston. My dog speaks more eloquently.
You need to sample that.
What I
Anytime a chick is talking crazy on the calls.
Say my dog speaks more eloquently.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get like a little beat board or something.
I pray the King shows you his mercy. For shame, for shame.
Wait, is that the play where like
That's Hamilton. The one that's all over the country sold out?
Yeah, no, I was just saying no. He was talking trash to Mike to Pence.
Yes.
Okay, that's the play. This is the play.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why it sold out now.
I still don't like that idea that they can sit up there and be like, we're going to talk shit to the president and the vice president.
To be a guest, he's just being a dick. Like,
Yeah, because he didn't do nothing wrong. He showed up.
I don't get how people, man. It's crazy. Like, it was just disrespectful.
So I don't like. That's one of the biggest reasons why I do not like liberals, because they believe that they can disrespect everybody else, but you must show them the ultimate respect. There's something wrong with that. The idea of, okay, you can't say nothing bad about Michelle Obama. Okay, cool, we'll deal with that. But then you're going to turn around and say you can say whatever you want to about Melania, and to hear black women who didn't graduate high school talk about somehow she don't do nothing. Wait a minute, she do more than you do.
She's accomplished more.
Right. The woman speak like 6 languages. She's stupid. She was a supermodel.
She knows more. I killed me with that. Granted, Michelle Obama has the degrees and all that stuff. She's very, shit.
Same as they say about Tiger Woods' wife. She didn't do that before Tiger Woods. She did more than you, bitch.
I really don't do shit.
She did more than you, whore.
Attention.
And dick.
Cause she don't like blind, sit there, be quiet, she don't say shit. She reads the teleprompter. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
read the thing. You're like, all right, okay.
She's not irritating. She don't bother nobody. I like Melania.
Don't do shit with all his attention.
Mm-hmm.
Advil liquid gels work so fast, you'll ask, what bad back? What pulled hammy? Advil liquid gel.
Housewives of some nigga's house. That ain't your man.
You're making more headlines on ESPN than your damn football player husband. Why the fuck you got a cover story?
Whores do nothing. These whores do not speak for me. Let them be. They're playing a dangerous game. I pray the king shows you his mercy.
Now I'll tell you that girl will start being a fucking digital revolutionary. That chick that I'm talking trash to Bruce Jenner.
Oh, she's going on and on now.
Like she's doing videos, PSAs, explaining white privilege. They built this shit. They built that, man. And she's so hot. Like, the more I look at her, the more light skinned she looks.
And so that bitch keep getting more and more light skinned.
She got hair blonde now, like she just. Oh man, and they'll talk that shit like they blacker than you.
Mm-hmm. Chaos and bloodshed are not a solution.
Oh, they are black, bro. I mean, I have to read my passport. Like, okay, nah, I'm black. Like an African citizen.
Nigga said, dog, you are fucking fool for that burn. Burn, baby, burn.
Probably wants to see the new Mommy movie, but probably is like, this not
Okay, let's see if I can get him on here. I pray the king shows you his what? His mercy. Oh, okay. For shame. For shame. Yeah. We'll scream revolution. Okay, all the people who are watching on this other channel, y'all getting some behind the scenes shit because I'm trying to figure some stuff out. I can't believe this works. So I'm messing around a little bit. We're about to start though. So y'all getting behind. Hello everyone and welcome. I think that's awesome though. That it works. You guys can hear this stuff out. I can't believe this works. So I'm messing around a little bit. We're about to start though. So y'all getting behind. Hello everyone and y'all getting behind the scenes stuff. Like this is awesome. Now I'm waiting on him to join me. For shame. Now that I know I can do this, there's a lot of stuff I can do. Yep. Oh, I got more than 2 streams up, Roll Steak. I got one here. I got one on what other on that? On Tommy Sotomayor Live. I think it's there. I can broadcast all over the fucking world this way. I didn't know this works. Yep. Hey, people over at TNN Raw News Live thingy. And thank you for being able to send a little donation. That's awesome. I think we're in episode 7. I got it wrong, guys. So I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to change each one of the titles of each one of these streams because the title is wrong. So let me change it right quick as we get ready for what? Don't let them lead you astray. This Congress does not speak for me. Let them be. They're playing a dangerous game. I pray the king shows you his mercy. For shame. For shame. Yep. Oh, this motherfucker does not save right. Why does it do that? I start up a stream and the damn thing doesn't. Oh. I'm real mad about that. Really upset. We'll be ready here in a second, guys. Pray the king shows you his mercy. For shame. For shame. Yep. Who scream the revolution? This episode 7. Stream options. Basic info.
Patriot Farms remembers.
What's up? You done made it?
What's up, brother?
Nothing much. Now turn your camera on, Nick.
It ain't on? Hold on now. Let me get myself together.
Yep, you have
There
to
we go.
press it.
There it is.
Righteousness.
See my aura behind me, man?
Oh, I see that. What you got going on?
Rick-
Looking like
Rick James, man.
You got your purple in the back.
Sunshine.
You got the purple haze in the back.
Yeah. Hey, that's just
What's
what I
the
called
deal?
it too. I got them. I just got some of those hue lights.
Well, I'm gonna have to give me some hue lights.
Yeah.
I need
Yep.
I need some hue lights.
Yep.
All right, so I'm broadcasting on like 8 different places apparently.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So it's
I
working.
can do this right. So you see how I can like change it up? When I get pissed off, I be like, hey man, it's some bullshit.
Oh, it gets red.
The
I see
fuck?
that.
Yeah,
I
I
see
can change
that.
it up, yep. And I can get calm again and be like, ah, yeah, it's cool. I can I'm a blue. I'm cool now.
What is some lights? Is some lights shining in your face?
No, they like I got like well shit, I can show you. Hold on.
That nigga says
it's
like
like-
DMX.
Yeah, so those lights are hooked up to like the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
And then once you got them in the Wi-Fi, I got them like on both sides of me, and they just don't like hitting that background. And then you can control them from the app on the little phone, whatever,
See
on your
that?
tab.
And it's
Yup.
called DMX lights.
He said,
And niggas,
is it DMX light?
that's what that nigga said. They got them DMX lights.
Yeah, but they yep, hue lights. You got it. It's like a little bridge you get for it, and then you can get like as many lights you want. You can put them all through your crib if you want to.
Like the real joints come with like a mixer board. Like you got for you.
Yeah. Where Tommy G at? What Tommy Guns at? Let's see here. I can't hear nothing. I can't hear you now. Nope. Can't hear you. You can still hear me though, right? Can't hear you. No audio, senor. I know hear nothing. You say something, I hear nothing. Okay. It's like, yeah, I can hear. It sounds like you in a hallway though. Still can't hear. Actually, let me try to see if I can get these beats going instead, so I can move around a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Let's see here. Connect. Oh yeah, we good at 81%. No sir, brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't even hear you. I got the stream up on my iPad, and I can't even hear you on there either.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. What about now? Yo. What it says?
Nothing.
You sure?
Nope.
I think you fucking with me. Everywhere else the sound is coming in. Are you guys hearing me? See if they're hearing me. Well, you can't see. You won't know where they are. Well, you would if you look. Hold on a second. I'm gonna press this. Yo. No, they hear me. Are you guys hearing me? See if they're hearing me. Well, you can't see. They hear me, so it's just you. Do something. Try your mic, because I see the sound. Do something different. Yo. Do something different. No, they hear me. You guys hear
You want me to say something now? Yeah, I'm saying something. I'm talking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You see how they can hear me?
I cannot hear you.
Listen to the broadcast, though. Do something different.
On the broadcast?
Yes.
I can just hear myself. Oh, okay. Wait, I can hear you on the broadcast now.
So it's
okay.
on your end.
You see how they can hear me? Okay. Yep, they can hear you too. Let me
Listen to the broadcast, though. Do something different.
On the broadcast? Yep. I can just hear myself. Oh, okay. Wait, I can hear you on the broadcast now. Okay. Let me check. Yep, they can hear you too. Let me
Yo, man.
On the broadcast? Yep. I can just
Plugging up your cameras, making it shut off.
Wait, I can hear you on the broadcast now. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, they say they can hear you now.
Hello.
My headphones back in.
Yo, man.
Yep. I can't hear you.
Plugging up your cameras, making it shut off.
Well,
they heard us in.
Let me go to.
Crazy.
Yeah, they say they can hear you now.
Hello.
My headphones back in.
Yo.
Settings.
Plugging up your Well, they heard us in.
The default stuff is still set. Yeah, they say they can hear you now.
Hello. Yo.
Settings. The default stuff is still set. Yeah, they say they can hear you now.
Hello.
If you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Everyone you knew. Yep. You would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Yep. Let's see here. All right, say something now. This is a delay. Okay, now I don't hear nothing on the broadcast. Let's see here. All right, say something now.
Yo.
This is a delay.
Yo.
Okay, now I don't hear nothing on the broadcast. All right, say something now.
Yo.
Okay.
Yo. You're gonna have to hang up and come back.
All right, now I can hear you on the broadcast. I can hear you saying yo.
Yeah, okay. So what you may need to do is hang it up and call back in. Hang up. Call back in.
Okay, I'll do
Try
that.
that.
All right, now I can hear you on the broadcast. I can hear you saying yo.
Yeah, okay. So what you may need to do is hang it up and
Yo.
call back in. This is behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of shit that be fucking up.
Okay, I'll do that. All right, now I can hear you on the broadcast. I can hear you saying yo.
Yeah, okay. So what you may need to do is hang it up and call back in. This is behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of shit that be fucking up.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
This is behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of shit that be fucking
Sound
up.
horrible. My audio.
Okay.
My audio sound like crap.
Okay, that's it.
That sound horrible. My audio.
Where in the hell is that audio even coming from? Oh, it's coming from here.
My audio sound like crap.
What?
So it's TG and TH.
Can you hear
Oh,
me
damn
now?
it. I got that wrong, too. It's supposed to be TW. Man, I'm fucking it up. I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? You can't hear me? You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you. I can hear you on the broadcast, but I cannot hear you like normally how we do.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
What about now?
I can only hear you on the broadcast.
This is some fucked up shit. Because I can hear you clear. Let me hang up and try again. Yo. You 23 minutes late trying to get this bullshit to work. This some lame ass shit. Yo. All right, he need to try it again.
So your audio's working, but he.
Okay, I can hear. I can hear.
You can hear me?
I can hear you and Tommy. Yep.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's going on, Tommy? Good.
What's going on, B Dot?
I'm good, man.
All right, y'all. Let's fuck it. Let's just jump into this thing. Got little Tommy up in the corner.
Yeah, so I'm the Jedi, looking for guidance.
I'll put you down.
It's the guru, the whore, and the Jedi. That's what it's gonna be.
You wouldn't be the Jedi, then you'd be a Padawan.
A Padawan. What? So I'm a Jedi in training, huh?
Yes, that's Padawan. Right.
Yeah, I'm a Padawan. There you go.
Oh man. Yeah, buddy.
I don't want to put you in the corner, but I think that's what I might have to do. I wasn't
Nobody
prepared.
puts baby in the corner.
You know what I'm saying? I put Niggly in the corner, boy. You can't put Niggly in the corner.
Oh, you can make me small though. I don't gotta be all that big. I ain't that special.
Now, these are true words. These are very true words. You can't argue with him on that.
There we go. You can put me on. You can put me on the TV.
All right, fuck it. Let's see what the fuck works. People have been waiting and debating for all so long. Just starving like Marvin for a Cool J song. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is episode 7, which I apparently did not know that going into it. I thought it was episode 6. I don't be knowing So we're 7 deep into this thing, and guys, welcome.
That's what she said.
This is episode 7, which
Well,
I
damn!
apparently did not know that. She's loud. We're back with the Guru and the Whore, and I'd like to welcome everybody that is part of making this work. Me, Brian, and right now we have a young Padawan that's in the house. Well, first off, all the people who watched us behind the scenes fucking up, thank you for watching us fuck up. That would be all the people over there on the one-on-one channel. Is it a one-on-one channel here? You guys didn't see it, but we were fucking up for like 23 minutes. And when I say we, I mean with me. But that's not the point, because we got it together now. So welcome. And you guys see the same thing we need to come up with a time. What's a good time every Thursday we do this?
You want I say realistic.
I think someone's knocking at the door. I'll be back.
You say realistic is what time?
realistic 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. All right, I'll roll with that then. I actually want to do it earlier though. It's just, I had the kids, or that we had to go shoot pieces for. I'm trying to add some extra stuff to my movie. So we went and shot that real quick because my smallest one doesn't have anything to do with the movie. So I thought I'm gonna see if I can record something and see if my editor will let me sneak it in. Yeah. If he won't, I'm gonna cuss him out. But I think he should let me sneak it in a little bit. It's just something short. I think he can find a place to stick it. So we were out doing that.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's right. But thank everybody who's joining us over there at the Everyday Life. It is written wrong on the screen, but it'll work out. Thank you everyone that's over at the Guru and the Whore, the channel. And if you haven't went to the channel, make sure you go over there and subscribe. If any of the moderators can go and find the Guru and the Whore channel and stick it in there, that would be great, because they're not going to let us. Eventually we're going to get off of doing it in these other places and only doing it there. So the only place you'll be able to see it is there. Or if we broadcast everywhere, we will then shut it off everywhere, and you have to go there and watch the replay. So, all right. The last time we did the show, Brian, what did we talk about?
What did we talk about last time?
I can't remember.
Me neither.
Oh, man, hell, I thought you had it, so I'm going to have to go look for it. Let's just see. It's fucked up.
Yeah, do a Google search.
I had no.
The Guru and the Whore. That's good. I go here anyway, because I got to get the channel, so. All right, the last episode we asked the question, and the question was, damn it says behind the scenes. Ain't that some shit?
Has it become damn near impossible?
Right. I thought I uploaded
that's it.
Has it become damn near impossible to for black relationships to work?
Oh, it is up there. I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. It's right there. So has it become damn near impossible for black relationships to work? And that was a good topic, because it's become damn near impossible for black relationships to work. So it is what it is. But the next thing I would want to know, or what we thought about before coming into it, was today's show.
Today's show. Dating. Why dating with children is not a good idea for me.
Your mic is low. Say it again.
My mic is low?
Yeah, it's loud now.
It's good? Okay.
Yeah, it was low at first. It was good now. All right. What do you think about the prospect of the question? We're going to go short, and then we'll bring in the phone calls right at the top of the hour if we can get it out. Or whenever we get through, we'll bring in the phone calls. Let me ask you your honest opinion, though. What do you think about the subject matter? Do you, as a man, did your wife have any children when you met her?
Yes, she did.
Tell us.
She did. She had a at the time, let's see, she had a, I want to say 11 or 13-year-old son. Well, wait, let me count. So he's 18 now. So we've been married for 5 years. So that would be 13. Yeah, he was like 12. He's like 11 to 12. I want to say maybe 12 or 11. Yeah, he was like 11. Yeah, he was 11 years old.
All right, as Brian sits there and argue and debate with himself. He was going on with himself. It wasn't no motherfucking 11. I think he was 6. No, I think he was 10. Let's see, the nigga got his first pubic hair at 13. I remember because I was at the mall and he called me excited. I was buying I was buying the 06 Jordans, but they didn't come back out to 1-3. But
I may not remember, but Pepperidge Farm remember.
you know what I'm saying? I said, God, no, this nigga's just sitting up there. He really debating himself. I said, God, I'm gonna let you do it too. This is the
Like he was gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, he's like, this shit's gonna be settled.
He was solving a Scooby mystery. Like if it wasn't for those meddling kids, I would have got away with it.
So he was actually 11. He was 11 years old, and it was I guess for me, I always had this own personal thing where when I dated women I hung out with and all that good stuff, I never like really did anything with their kids. I didn't want to meet their kids, didn't want to hang out with their kids. I just didn't believe in that. So that was something that I kind of like strayed away from. I wouldn't even entertain it unless we were getting like serious, because I didn't want to get attached to the kid myself, and then I didn't want to build a relationship with the kid, and I got this woman that I know that we ain't really going nowhere. So why would I do that with the kid too? You know what I'm saying? So when I leave her, I'm leaving the kid as well. So I didn't want to do that. So I actually her son was the first kid that I ever like really bonded with. So that was an adventure within itself. So it was new for me because I'd never done it. And I guess the good thing about it was that I used to coach. I coached Little League baseball, man, for like almost 20 years. So I knew I liked hanging out with kids, all that kind of stuff. So it was fun in that time that we did build our relationship. And I actually, before I proposed to my wife, I actually asked him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you proposed to him too. I was like, see, that's true. You always go too far with their story.
Oh my God!
If you just stop,
he got down on one knee at baseball practice.
The nigga was at basketball practice. You know what I'm saying?
He put a ring out in the glove in the glove vent.
Right when he got ready to dunk, I blocked him and gave him a ring.
He's like, this time we're gonna play for our hearts.
I don't know where he's going with this, but
oh my God,
just hope it goes correctly. But at that age, I want to ask you this question because that'd be another 15 minutes. I was gonna ask you how old was he when y'all got married?
What iPhone was that when you?
This nigga would start deducing. Well, see, that was when the full moon was out, right after the crescent moon, and
it was a waning
you know what I'm saying. It wasn't quite during the election, but it was the prelims.
It was the best of times and
the worst of times. I don't even know what to ask you now. You think too much. Let me. Okay, but did that have anything to do with how the age you were? Like, were you more open to it because, like, at the time you were like 21? I'm fucking with you, of course, but because you're the young looking man, so I throw it out there. But do you think age should play a factor in the decision making of someone dating a woman with children?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I definitely think that you have to be in a more mature stage in your life in order to deal with that. Because at the end of the day, and depending on how old the kid is too. So if you have a kid that's, maybe 3 or 4 years old, then you have a bigger opportunity to bond with that kid because that kid hasn't grown and hasn't gotten their own identity. And, like at that time when we got together, he was becoming a teenager. So that's a difficult time for kids anyway. So, yeah, I definitely think that it has something to do with that. You got to be in a more mature mindset to deal with that kind of stuff.
Well, would it be something that you would recommend? Like, is there an age in which, like, let's just say it was a 21-year-old guy. Would you recommend a 21-year-old guy dating a woman with children?
I would not. I absolutely would not. Because I believe that, when you're young like that, a lot of times, you're going to go through a lot of changes. The guy that you are at 21, you're not going to be that same guy at 26. the guy that you are at 26, you won't be that guy at 31. So it's like there are a lot of things that change, as far as you as an individual. And then when you're with somebody, a lot of the dynamics change in the relationships too. So it has a lot of variables that come into play. So I would definitely say that being that young, absolutely not.
All right, now when you think about the idea of saying men shouldn't date women with kids, do you think I'm being too harsh with even the thought process, or do you think that it is something that all men should consider, that, hey, look, this is not, because see, let me tell you something. Most relationships don't work. That's fact. That being said, if you are a man and you like a dog, or you've been cheating on women, or you just been in and out of their lives, why would you even want to carry on that kind of a relationship with their mom? Like, why would you want to take on that risk?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that you have to put it in perspective at the end of the day. I mean, I think a lot of times with relationships, we get caught up in the emotion side of things, and it's all about what we want and what we want to do, but we don't think about the relationship in its totality, thinking about the whole idea of saying, I'm going to be like a father figure, or even for men and women, being like a mother figure to this child. And it's like, that's a big responsibility. And it's really difficult when that kid is not biologically yours. You have a lot of, factors that come into play with that, like the whole disciplining thing, and that kid can put a lot of stress on a relationship when you have, if you got a troubled kid at the house, that can put a lot of stress on and strain on your relationship. And it's easier when I'm disciplining my son, or I'm disciplining my own daughter, as opposed to somebody else's kid. Because at the end of the day, you got to respect from that other parent. You got to respect their point of view too. It's like, yeah, me and my kid's mother, we may not be together, but I don't want another man, or I don't want another woman to be disciplining my child, because they may not do it the way that I would want them to. So that's something that you got to work out too.
I don't like the idea of dating women with kids, and let me tell you why. Because what you just said, I don't want to have to discipline your kids. I don't want to fuck up your son because your son talking shit, and I don't want to hear that shit in my house. He talking about some, you ain't my daddy, because I'll say something smart to him. I tell him, nigga, where is your daddy? It's the type of nigga I am. It's the type of nigga I am. I say something out of line to the little motherfucker, and then tell his mama, yeah, I said it. Little dad, your dad ain't nowhere around. When you go to when we get ready to go eat, I'll order food for everybody at the table except his ass, and be like, I ain't your daddy.
Your daddy.
Yeah, I'm not your daddy. Like, tell your daddy to come take you to Disney World, little motherfucker. Oh, he can't? Strange. You was real proud of the fact that I wasn't this nigga a little while ago. Nigga go in his bedroom, ain't no electricity in that motherfucker. He flipping lights. It's lights in every room in the house but his. I done went and took the breaker box and turned that bitch off.
R22.
Yeah. He talking about why my shit ain't working. Oh, your daddy didn't pay the electric bill?
Your daddy ain't ran no cable.
You know what I'm saying? Whoa! That nigga would hate me. By the end of the day, I'm day. Where your dad at now, bitch?
You say it's Friday, pizza come to the house. Did your daddy order pizza?
He'll be like Austin Powers. He'll be like Austin Powers when he graduate from high school. Oh, I'd like to thank my dad. Dad? Daddy wasn't there to change my underwear. It seems he doesn't care. I be in the front row laughing. Where your daddy, nigga? Where your daddy? See, that's why I shouldn't date women with kids, because I'm a dick like this, and nobody wants a dick around them like this. And yeah, because the only person that really enjoys a dick is the kid's mom, and everybody knows if you got a dick around you, you're bound to get fucked. So people don't want to really deal with me like that. But it's just me. Like, how did you get over that? Let's just be real. How did you get over worrying about, I'm gonna have to fuck this kid up?
Well, one of the things that I did was I really made sure, first of all, that this was what I wanted. I was really confident in that. Once I got to that point, I knew that I could say, okay, this is what I want. I know that this can be really good, or it could go way left. and be a problem. And that was one of the things that me and my wife, we talked about. Like, hey, as far as this situation goes, what are your thoughts? What's your position? How do you stand with that? Because at the end of the day, I'm one of those people too that when you're talking about getting married and you have that thing where you may have a kid that goes left and you got problems, then it's going to be up to your partner to make a choice to say, well, is this something that we're going to do to where we need to break up? Or is this something where you can actually say, hey, I'm going to ride with my husband. I'm going to make sure that, that what we're doing is together. We're on the same page, and we're not going to let, my kid, tear us apart at the end of the day. If you got that type of commitment to doing that, that's great. A lot of times in a lot of relationships, they don't have that. And there's a thing where, oh, that's my son or that's my daughter, and don't say nothing to her, or, and I'll be the one to discipline her, or I'll be the one to discipline him. Don't you say nothing, or we'll talk to his daddy, or whatever the case may be. And it's like when you do that, you give the kid a position of power in a relationship to where that kid knows, I can be an asshole. I can be a dick because I know he ain't going to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and it's like, and a kid having that type of position in your house, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem, especially for a real man that believes, hey, I'm the king of my castle at the end of the day, and I'm that type of guy. So,
one way over in Tommy Sotomayor's everyday life, where we're broadcasting in several different places. The main place is the Guru and the Whore. Make sure you make your way over to that channel, please, please, people. As a matter of fact, but one man called the One Way said that it happened to him twice, where he dated a woman, decided that he was going to try to make it work with that woman, but the kid made it a headache. Soraya Jay said it happened to her, which is, I guess she was dating a guy and they didn't get along. I have 2 little girls, and I'd assume if the girls didn't get along with whoever I was dating, I wouldn't bring them around. Was that something that you thought of even while you were dating your wife? Because did you have kids?
No.
So you had no kids. Okay. So you had no kids. That is a real. One Way said he married the woman. I'm one that says men without kids shouldn't date women with kids. What made you break my rule, nigga? What made you break my rule, nigga? You just gonna say fuck what Tommy say. You just do what the fuck you want. I did. The Guru,
I think that,
the whore and the hard-headed. But go ahead.
I think that what made me really break it was the relationship that I had with my wife, or when we were talking, and the type of view. Because I personally did a very, very long interview process.
Glad you said interview process. Go ahead.
Yeah, I knew.
Because before I got my girl, I had a very long. Wait a minute, what?
Yes. I had a very long interview process. So we talked about a lot of stuff up front, and we were on the same page and had a like mind about a lot of things. And I believe that's because we were a lot older too when we did get together. So she had been divorced, I had been divorced. So we had already been through that once, and we learned a lot from our divorces, and we had a lot of things that we were able to bring to the table up front, and just to see if we were on the same page. So that was definitely one of the things that we really talked about. And I was really confident in her, and I believed in her and how she felt, and I believed in what she said. And that's what made me break that rule to say, you know what, I believe that I can dare. And not to mention the fact that I knew her for years before we even started dating. So there was already a good relationship already there as far as just a friendship. So I was really able to get a lot from her and learn a lot from her up front before we moved into that level of dating and all that kind of stuff. So
Did you change your mind, or because you said earlier that when you were younger that you weren't doing the whole dating single mother type of situation? So what happened?
I was dating single mom. No, I was dating single mom.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm talking about
I discriminate like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking
What
about,
you said,
I'm talking about
Tommy?
like as far as like helping them carry their bags.
You said what?
I said like as far as like helping them carry their bags, the baggage.
The baggage of them what? Having kids, helping
Yeah.
them carry that?
Yeah, like as far as like, you know, I'm gonna embrace the snowflake, the kids.
I that was something that you said. You asked me like, why did I?
No, yeah, like what,
Decide
like
to do
what part of?
Ask better questions, nigga.
I couldn't hear you.
I was saying like what made you change your mind? Because you were standoffish early in your life about.
Oh right, what made me change my mind? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really liked her. I really loved her. I had fallen for her. She was, you know, everything that I wanted in a woman. So it was like she met so much of my criteria that I had that I said, you know what, I'm willing to break this rule to the point to at least see where this can go and hang out with her kid. So that's what I did, and it was like,
Yo, can you hear me?
nope, I can hear you through Tommy G's mic.
You can hear me now.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, cool. We just slow down for a second. I put in my Google Translate for a second what you said, and it came back. It said translation: she has good pussy. You know what it is.
Oh my god!
You know what it is. You went into this knowing she had a kid, knowing that was something you don't normally do, but you just smash and grab. You used to treat the women with kids like bam, and just smash and grab. That's what you was doing. You went in there and said bam, grab the safe, and the safe was sucking you in. You was confused. I was just trying to grab it and go.
Was it given?
Oh,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
yes. I know what that's like. Look, I know what that's like. See, I tell everybody not to date a woman with kids, but the woman who put me in jail, I would share the kid. Now, I love that kid. I love that little girl. I was with her from the time she was 4 to the time she was 9. I dated that woman like 5 years. Wow. And let me tell you when I said no more dating women with kids. Because I fell in love with that little girl. And when we first started dating, she threw the little girl in my face. Let me explain. By 6 months, I realized the bitch was crazy. The pussy was good, but the bitch was crazy. So the bitch was crazy, and I realized, and at that point, I thought I could get away. You know, when you think you have gotten away from the tractor beam, but you realize your legs just moving.
They're locked on to us, Captain.
You going back?
Captain, we don't have the power.
No, what your boy Bumblebee said when Unicron was eating him? We're not getting away. Damn, Unicron did 8 spike and everything. What the fuck? So I went up there and this is Pussycron. This is Pussycron had grabbed a nigga. So what happened was after Pussycron had got me in his grass, I was trying to get away. I said, look, I'm gonna break up with you because you crazy. And I need to get away because this pussy be talking to me at night. So she said, I've introduced you to my daughter, and I never introduced anyone to my daughter. And she's gonna be hurt because she loves you being around. Now, I hadn't been around the little girl very long. I just used to come by and she'd throw her daughter in my face. And so I was like, oh man, I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be a black guy who just runs away from his responsibilities. I was the simp. She telling me them my responsibilities. Fuck her real daddy. She's hooked on me.
Right.
Fuck phonics. She hooked on me. So
All he know.
right, I'm all this motherfucker know in 6 months. So what I said was, and if you could, guys, on the one-on-one channel, please click the like button. There's 431 of you guys watching over there, but only 188 likes. Do the world a favor and click the like. Don't treat us like your side bitches. Anyway, she told me that's gonna hurt my kid if you leave. 5 years later, that bitch had no problem leaving. So I looked at it that way. I said, first off, these hoes is nuts. Because if they let a nigga who lay up in them and come in them and get a kid and didn't treat him right or didn't marry him or didn't stay with him, then I'd have to start looking at myself and saying, what would make them latch on to me more than they did them? So that was my fear after that. But I had a bad thing happen to me. You had a good thing happen to you. You said Her tractor beam pulled you in.
Yes.
But you were happy. Like, I'm trying to find out the whole idea of being a parent to, especially a boy. I think it's easier to be a parent to a girl, because the girl doesn't grow up to try to want to whoop your ass or challenge you and say nothing.
Right.
The boy, I fear him because he might fuck around and whoop my ass when he turn 18. And now I'm in the guest room, and this nigga up in the bed with this nigga get the big piece of chicken. Like, I can't even say.
And then he come knock on that guest room door like, "Hey, Tommy, take that garbage out for you."
You know what I'm saying?
He sitting at the end of the table, like at the top of the table.
Right. He done knocked on the door and talking about, "I know you ain't still in there playing that video game. It's late." It's late. It's late. I still see the light coming from up under the door, nigga.
God.
Go on, cut that
Turn
TV off.
that man off. Turn it off.
Nigga, come in and get your remote controller. Play it now without this. Your mama would do that bullshit. You done took the controller but left the game on. You bitch.
Oh, man. Yep.
Fuck I'm gonna do with this? I sit up there and watch Super Mario.
Dude, no, yeah, you play it too when you come in the room. You play it too. You play it too,
you
I'm mad.
Like, hey, can you at least put it on coaching mode?
You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what scares me. Let me ask you, did that ever honestly cross your mind that the boy's going to be a man?
It did, and I can tell you this just to be transparent. We had that discussion, and I said, there may come a time to where he gets older, and because he still had he still spent time with his dad, during the summers and stuff like that. So it was good in the beginning. It really was. We were cool. We bonded. We'd go do stuff together and all that kind of stuff. But as he became a teenager and he got older, and I think looking back at it now, there was a part of him to where even though, he didn't have anything against me personally, he still had the thing against me of, you not my daddy, and I want my daddy and my mama to be together. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And I understood that just from, his perspective. So he kind of had that one thing against me. And it was like that's that situation where any little thing that came up, during those teenage years, he didn't have that instant access to his dad. So I think that as a young man, I went through that too. You have that time in your life when you're becoming a man to where you want to be around and get advice and get influence from the man that created you. You just have that wanting to do that.
Did you ever have that conversation with him? Did you ever sit down and tell him, look, I understand. Oh, please tell us how that went.
And so one of the things that I told him, I said, hey man, I know that I'm not your father. And I said, and I'm not trying to replace your daddy in no shape, form, or fashion. I said, the only thing that I am and will always be is a friend, and I will be an example of what a man should do and what a man should be. I said, that's the only thing that I have to really offer you. I said, anything that you need from me, you need to talk to me about whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we had, conversations about girls and that kind of stuff. And those things were, because I know that as a teenager, you go through that stuff. But that was what I offered him. I wasn't trying to say, I'm going to be your daddy, and I'm going to replace your daddy, and you in my house, and I'm daddy here. I ain't do that. I was like, hey, man, your daddy is your daddy and will always be your daddy. I'm nothing to you but a friend, and I can be a person that you can ask, stuff about and come to whatever you feel you can come to me about. I was like, but I'm here. That was a position that I played.
Now, that's pretty good, because I know, I wouldn't know what to do if you walked up to me and the kid was like, you're not my daddy. And I'd be sitting there thinking, well, hold on a minute, player. Let me see.
Here go Petty Murphy right here.
You think I'm trying to be your daddy? The results came in and says that's a lie.
In the case of,
you know what I'm saying?
of 11-year-old 11-year-old Darius.
Your daddy.
You know what I'm saying?
The results came in. He said, yes, That's a lie.
That's a lie. The results say that's a lie. I'm not trying to be your damn daddy. Why would you get this idea from? You telling me to go to bed, nigga? Cause it's time to go to bed, motherfucker. Like
It's late.
Yeah, it's late. It has nothing to do with I have none of your DNA, and I'm not trying to get any. The point is your mama trying to get some, and that's how we in this situation. Now that being said, young man, we gotta learn how to play together in this sandbox. Sandbox is called my fucking house.
Nigga, I got the bucket, I got the shovel, I got the sand,
Yeah.
I got the toys,
Yeah.
I got the water, I
Yeah.
got it all.
All this shit in this box, I put it here. It's mine. Now I don't mind sharing a little sand with your punk ass. Don't mind letting you play with a couple of toys, except these, nigga. Don't touch these. It's daddy shit. Now you don't have to call me daddy. Your mama already do that. Ooh.
Ooh wee.
If you had your homeboy behind you, every time you say something real, he duck his head behind you, ooh wee, and go back. But I say, look, I don't need you to call me daddy. One of your relatives are already doing that. You figure out which one. Ooh wee. Now, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna set some ground rules. I'm an old man. I ain't trying to fight your punk ass when you get your testosterone, so we're not gonna go down that road. I'm not gonna try to whoop you because that's not my job.
Yep.
I won't discipline you further than tell you what's right and wrong. Other than that, I would like to help mentor you because I think I have a lot to offer. But if you want to reject it, that's all on you. I just expect you to obey the simple rules that we have in the house. And I've already told your mom that I'm going to have this conversation with you. So when you go ask your mom, she going to tell me, well, I already had that conversation with daddy. Now, we don't know who she's talking about, but you know. Ooh, wee. Now, that's me. What do you think about that approach? For as many jokes as I'm making, I'm actually being very serious that that's how I would set, especially as you stated, he was anywhere between like 1 and 50 when you met his mom. He was anywhere between.
He was about 7 to 12.
You don't remember exactly.
About 7 to 12.
You know what I'm saying?
About 7 to 11.
But what do you think about that approach from a guy? Did you take that approach?
Absolutely. So what we did was me and my wife, our plan was whatever we decided to do, we talked about it first behind closed doors, and then we brought it to him as a unit. That's what we did. So when I moved in and all that good stuff, and we were saying, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're gonna be, and we broke it down to him to say, hey, this is what we've come together and decided is gonna be the house rules. And pretty much that came out to be, hey, your responsibility in this house is to, clean up your room, and pretty much like take out the garbage and wash the dishes. That was pretty much your thing. So you take care of your end and you do what you're supposed to do in school. And my exact words were, hey, if you're doing those things, you can do whatever you want, kid. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to keep you from having fun, from doing things with your friends. I'm all for you having fun and doing that kind of stuff. If you take care of those things and you hitting them levels, you're good. At the end of the day, now, if you're not doing that, then we're going to have a problem. And with that being said, then there are going to be consequences and repercussions for that happening. You may not be able to go spend the night at your friend's house. You may not be able to be on the internet or play your game, whatever the case may be, if you're not doing those things. So it was clear, and we had a really good beginning. And we started out and things worked fine. Thing that we had that worked against us was his because it was working so well, I believe, that there was a hint of, I guess, jealousy, and they we had some family members just really influence him in a negative way because when he got to that young teenage years, and teenagers all go through that thing where they think they know what
whether they're yours or not. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah,
Whether
absolutely.
they're yours or not, because it could be the motherfucker that's yours.
Yes.
They still gonna test your ass. They gonna one day your kid gonna walk up to you with a number 2 pencil and a Scantron, and you gonna be like, and he just gonna hand it to you, and you know you about to get tested. That's what's
there you go. Yeah. And it was like when that came up and when that happened, my wife and I, we were, still a united front. However, because the immaturity of other family members, they fed into that for him and they validated him in that aspect. And so he thought that he was right and he could rebel. And he did that, and he kept doing that to the point to where it did start to tear down our relationship as a family unit. And it did so to the point to where he kind of like isolated himself to be with his father's people.
Oh wow.
So it was so it wasn't like just the worst of the worst, but it could have been so much better because it was. It was like that song, It Was All Good Just a Week Ago type of thing. It was like, when he came back and from spending the summer with his dad, he was a totally different kid. And that, I believe, to this day, that just came from a lot of negative influence from his dad putting it in his mind because he was doing so well. It was
and that side of the family too. Let me tell you what I did to my stepdad. I cussed my stepdaddy out at 16. Told him he ain't shit. Now, what did I get that he ain't shit from? Well, my mom. What she did. She used to say that the nigga wasn't shit when she would get mad. And that's the scary part to me about black women. When they get mad, they're going to tell their kids what they feel about you. And I'm like, wait a minute. And that may be white women too. I don't know. But I grew up in a household with black women. So I'm assuming it's probably a woman thing where women are gossipers. So women like to talk shit when that shit's not going their way. Like that woman who I put up earlier today where she was putting all her business on Facebook, that she wanted to kill herself, stupid shit. And I was like, why are you saying this and you the mother of 8? Like your 8 kids don't read this. This, like, you just don't care. You want somebody to say they love you so bad. And what happened with me at 16 was, well, I thought I was finally going to get to go live with my dad. I was stupid. When you little, you believe that your dad going to go bring you some McDonald's. This nigga dip. You ain't see him until you like 10. Or maybe that was just me. But the point is, I believed him this time. I was grown. I was 16. I believed him when he said, yeah, sure, you could come live with me. So I want to live with my dad. I want to be my dad. So I called my dad. I told my stepdad, you non-working motherfucker, you. Walked out, chest out. My daddy will whoop your ass. My daddy will come by here and fuck you up.
Wow.
I did. I was saying it as I walked down the driveway like Bruce Banner. Shit. Had the stick and thing on my shoulders. I was walking. My dad. And my daddy will fuck you up. And I walked down the street. My daddy had a 1985 Saab. Mind you, this was 1993. Mind you, this was 93. But I didn't know no better. I'm just going to be with my daddy. And y'all ain't shit. 2 weeks later, the music was back on, except I was walking the opposite direction.
He said,
And
my dad had a 1985 song. Mind you, this 1993. I should have knew then.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. Yeah, the silver one. You know what I'm talking about. Aaron know what I'm talking about. You know what the hatchback? Yes, it's the one he had. It's a lot of old niggas know what I'm talking about. He was rolling that bitch like he was rich too.
Oh man. Oh boy, I tell you.
I said, God, dog.
I ain't met a nigga yet that's been right to drive a Saab. If you drive a Saab, I can't. I already got.
Oh God.
It's so wrong this thing, man.
So what happened was after I cussed my stepdaddy out. I was already tired. Cause see, here's what you gotta happen. You gotta remember. All me and my older brothers, unlike what True Seaman keeps saying, I don't know why that idiot said. He said, "Look at that picture of your family. That man in the picture with your family is your older brother's daddy." I said, wait a minute. He sees that there's a little boy in the frame. Why would he believe that me and the little boy don't have the same dad? Fair. But that my older brother's dad would be in the picture, so he just waited after he got my older brother and watched other niggas fuck my mom and get these other kids. Then he just showed the fuck back up. I was like, true semen cannot be that stupid. But then I keep realizing, like sometimes you realize people aren't that stupid. But he said, hey, your older brother's dad. That's your older brother's daddy. So I said, logically, people would think that's my little brother's daddy. That's why he married my mom, and that's why, I mean, it would make sense. The last one, like you're the last one. Yeah. It wouldn't make any sense if you was the older one's daddy, and then there was two more of them, and there was another nigga, but you just showed back up.
You don't want to be that nigga.
Yeah, like, I don't want to be that cat. No.
I'm not coming back into that.
No, this shit went left. I came back and you had more kids. I'm good. Oh, Lord. So, but what happened was my little brother's dad. See, I was pissed because my little brother's dad was there. So my little brother got something that me and my older brothers did not. The stability. Mm-hmm. He was at my little brother's practice. He was at his games. He encouraged him to play basketball, football. He was one of the coaches on the team, and none of us ever experienced that. You can go in the house right now. Yeah. The basement part, like half of the basement is all pictures of his fucking accomplishments and shit. And then me and my older brothers, we got like each got a picture, and I think we're all in the same pictures and shit. Like that's how bad it is. So I sat there and I was like, I don't like this man. Because what he did, in my opinion, and I was an ain't shit kid because I had ain't shit parents and they told me to be an ain't shit kid to him. So I talked to him like he was a dog, I'm gonna be honest. But I felt like he treated me like a dog because when he was trying to get with my mom, and this is what scares me. When he was trying to get with my mom, he was the nicest motherfucker around. He used to come and play the video game with a nigga, kick the ball with a nigga. You know, they go disappear in the room for a few hours, but I got played with, so I'm gonna go take a nap. Yeah, I figured. I said after you got through playing with me, you were going to play with my mom. I just reconciled it in my head. They probably now just kicking the ball around.
They're playing Madden.
You know, yeah, they so that's how I took it. So at the end of the day, I started to realize once he got his own kid by my mom, he didn't care about me anymore. He got his own kid. I was the outcast. So I'm my mom's son, but he has his own son with my mom. And he started treating me that way. So I wanted out. So as soon as my dad said, you can come live with me, I left. Live with my dad. 2 weeks later, I was back.
2 weeks.
I was like AC/DC at the front door. I ring the doorbell. My mama said, who is it? I said, I'm back. I'm back. In the saddle again. I'm back.
Back in black.
You know, so I was back with the clothes I took.
He was like that dude that told a recall, how long are you going to be at your dad's? 2 weeks. You going to be there? How long? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So that's all I was able to get out of him was 2 weeks. I was back with my mom feeling like crap. And then my stepdad, you know, he was feeling real good. He was talking like I was talking earlier. How your daddy, nigga? How your daddy, nigga?
Oh, wait.
Where that Saab at, nigga? Your dad drove a Saab. You found out he was one.
Oh, my God. So tell me about your Saab story.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a Saab story. You go with that Saab.
Right. So I came back. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know that's a hell of a walk back, boy.
Yeah, that's the walk of shame, boy. Like they had just hit the gong on the nigga.
Yeah, when you came in the house, your stepdaddy was like, for shame.
I couldn't
you
say
thought you had a solution. You back in my institution for shame. I hate you, bro.
My real dad does not care for me. Let him be. He wouldn't let me play my game. My mama told me this nigga was lame. Nice, it was horrible. Speaking of kids, what's happening? Of what light?
I got you.
Okay, okay, cool. But yeah, so what happened was it was so bad that I started to realize, and I actually apologized to my stepdad when I got grown.
Mm.
I apologized to him that he wasn't shit. And I also apologized. I said, I'm sorry. He said, what you sorry for? I said, the fact that my mama married you and ran out. I was making that exact face as I ran.
Oh my God.
I was like, God, but no, I apologized to him because I said, you know what? A lot of the women in the family told me to tell you, you ain't shit. Because they did. They actually told me to tell him, you ain't my daddy.
Wow.
So I say this to say to you, they got past it and it was rocky times. You said that you guys had rocky times. And you said that it was causing a rift in your relationship. How did you fix it and where are you guys now?
Well, we fixed it because
you and him, when I say where are you guys, you and him like as a family unit.
Yeah. Well, basically the way that it came about was it got to the point to where he really just felt and believed that he really needed to be with his dad. And when he, told his mom that, I said, you need to, let him go and make that happen. However, at that point in time, his dad wasn't, able to take care of him. So it came to a point to where it was just a thing of saying, hey, we got to wait until he is. And in, the next couple of years, that happened and he was actually able to do that. And he went down there and he's with his dad now, but he's grown now. But at the end of the day, it was just a thing of him coming into his own and believing that what he thought was right was the best thing for him. And because he had other adults in his life telling him that his feelings and what he thought was okay, it really made things bad for him because he wasn't where he thought. I mean, when he got there, it wasn't where he really wanted to be, and it wasn't what he thought it would be. So he was disappointed, and he was disappointed to the point to where, he wanted to come back, and when he came back, he still wanted to do his thing. So he had that thing where he thought he was grown, but he wasn't grown enough to take care of himself.
Wow.
And that was the problem that we had. And it was like, dude, you can't come in my house and run my house like it's yours. That's not gonna happen. And it was like there was a respect thing that came about to where, we were cool, but we never was like how we used to be. We were never, really that just, cool, had fun together. We never hung out or anything like that. We can be in the same room and talk and that kind of stuff, but that bond that we had, it was gone. And to this day, it's just like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And that's just pretty much the way that it is.
Damn.
Unfortunately, didn't want it to turn out that way, but that's the way it turned out to be. And I believe that, as he matures and as he gets older, I think he'll realize, the part that he played and how he tried to tear down what we had and try to cause a rift in between, me and his mom. And he'll realize what he did. And he'll see like, yeah, I was a dick. I'm sorry. And I'll be right there to say it's all good.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, I'll be right there to tell you, yep.
Yeah, you was.
Sometimes you got to disagree with a motherfucker.
Yeah, you do.
So you be like, man, I wasn't shit when I was dating you.
Yep.
So you just don't agree with that?
Yep.
What are you supposed to do? I mean, if you apologizing for it, it means you knew you did it. So we shouldn't have this problem. But that's just me being stupid and thinking that people would actually accept the thing that they're apologizing for. But the fact that you had to go through it, and the fact that I was one who put somebody through it, and I went through the loss of missing someone, is the biggest reason why I would tell people, don't do it. Like, even those people can successfully navigate it. I definitely think someone his age, like, I want to ask you, have you met people your age, and that's a stupid question, but I fucking ask it just so people know I did. If you met women that they had a kid.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Like, that's About
That's a
I would
people
say
now.
by my age, like about 60% of chicks like have kids. Like a lot of chicks got kids.
That's crazy. By the way, guys, this man's 25 and younger.
Yeah, like it's a thing.
That's what he's telling you.
Yeah.
25 and younger, then the chicks got kids. It is what it
Like
is.
like of the chicks that look what the fuck. At least like 70% of them got kids.
Nah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Every girl that I meet that look worth a damn, she got kids. Everyone who doesn't, they don't.
And I think that's where that whole thing comes from. Where like if you don't got kids, there's something wrong with you because you're probably not that cute or some shit.
I'm starting to believe if you don't have kids, you might be a tranny. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
19, you ain't got no kids. You might be.
I used to say I don't want to date women with kids. Now I'm thinking at least if you got a kid, I know you can have one.
You ain't a tranny.
Right. And now they selling uteruses to trannies, so they having kids anyway. Or they niggas who just kept the kid, told the bitch, look, just give me the kid. Give me the kid, Just give me the kid. Why do you want to keep it so bad? Just give me the kid. Give me the kid. Give me the kid, bitch. So fine, you want to be a daddy, give me the kid. You come pick the bitch up next week and look like that the same bitch as you. Like, what happened?
And they be proud mothers, bro.
Proud
like,
mothers, no dyke, tranny.
And I think even in my generation, a lot of them, like, there is no sign of a relationship. Like, you never, like, people just have kids.
No, they will tell you like it's a plus. And I want to ask you about that, brother. They will tell you like it's a plus. Like they have nothing to do with the dad. They will say, oh, his dad is not in the life. What do you say to men who are dating women who say to the man, oh, you don't have to worry about me fucking the dad or him telling you ain't my daddy because, well, the dad's not in the life. How do you feel about that?
He's a sperm donor.
Yeah, he's just a sperm donor. He's not even dad.
At the end of the day, you have to realize that if a woman is telling you that, then you need to really question her judgment and question like what type of woman she is to pick a dude that's like that. And then that after she's done that, to not even be able to assume responsibility for making a bad choice and to acknowledge the part that was played in the relationship or whatever type of relationship they may have had, whether it was a one-night stand or whether it was a marriage. If she's not in a place to where she can actually own her part in that relationship and the way that things are today or the current state of the relationship with the father, then that's a red flag in my book. Because at the end of the day, you got a woman that is making a bad choice and not even able to acknowledge that and understand that, yeah, I didn't pick the right dude, and I was at a place in my life where I was doing whatever, and this was the result, and I'm sad that it turned out that way, but that's exactly what happened. If she can't do that, that's a red flag.
I agree, because you asked me a question today, and see if you can reiterate the question, see if you remember. You asked me a question today when we were filming. It's a very good question about something like this, where you were talking about
father figures, and pretty much I was like wanting to specify, because a lot of times women will run around and say that a child needs a father figure, but they never really say that about mothers. They never say they need a mother figure or a woman figure. They just say they need mothers. And I was asking TJ about that. I was like, why is it that it's okay to say for men or for children just to have father figures or father-like characters versus like an actual, versus the actual biological father?
Mm-hmm. And so I'm asking you, off of that, to piggyback that, it's strange that these women will say things like, well, his father or her father's not in her life. You don't have to worry about that. And then say, well, I'm looking to find a good father figure for my son. So it almost like it puts the pressure on you, because I don't know too many men I don't put any pressure on the women who I'm screwing around for them to be mother figures to my daughters. So that's another reason why I say men shouldn't date women with kids, because they use their kids as leverage to trap you. They put them in front of men that probably aren't good men, which is why I did the story, and I'm not sure you saw it today or not, but the story about the 12-year-old girl who was stabbed to death by her stepdaddy because mama needed dick. Now, mama's a piece of white trash. She's a white trash whore. I found the pictures of her, and she's just a piece of white trash crap. And then when I watched her Facebook page. That was so funny. Black girls claim that they all against white girls, but this piece of crap white girl got black girls in the comment section telling her how her skin's glowing. Now she literally looks like a piece of white trash.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching. I was like, well, these black girls surely are befriending and accepting her. And as you know, anybody from the hood, and you know my man Brian from the hood, I didn't know at first until I heard him say something early, and I was like, oh, this a hood nigga. Because he said, he trying to give y'all the refined version of himself. But the hood came out of him earlier because he said, you know, when I tell him to go take out the garbage, I said, the garbage? Spell that, nigga. I'm going to use one of my lifelines.
Oh, my God.
You spell garbage? Yeah, nigga. Gobbage. Garbage.
It's like homage.
I said, oh, okay. This nigga ain't from Decatur, Illinois. This nigga. He from Joliet and all. These niggas say garbage. Yeah, man. But you look at it. Men don't do that to their daughters or their children. Period. Like women do. So I think that's a bad thing because they're putting undue pressure on you, and they're exposing their children. Because as I said in the beginning, most relationships do not work. So if they've done it to you, they typically have brought other men around, which to me is poisoning the mindset of the children. I know that's a long ass question. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. Go.
Yeah. I believe that the thing that women don't understand is that it's not they've discounted the man in the home and the father figure and all that kind of stuff. Having a man in the house has been the idea for women, as opposed to having a husband and having your child's father be in your child's life and be there with the child. We have let our culture has begun to dictate to us that it's okay to not have your biological father or not to have a husband. It's just you got a man. You got a man in the house, you got a man in the house. A man in the house is the same thing as having a husband, it's the same thing as having a kid's biological father and all that kind of stuff, and they've discounted it. That's the problem. Men, however, we honestly believe that, hey, it's not about just having a woman figure around. It's about having the mother of my child around. We want the mother of our children to be the mother to our children. We don't just say, oh, I can just get any old woman to come in here and be a mama. We don't believe in that.
Yeah, not even to cook and clean.
Huh?
I said not even do like motherly, quote unquote, motherly roles, like cook and clean. All she gotta do is just cook some food and clean the house, and she a good mother. Like we don't say that.
We don't discount that because it hasn't been allowed. We haven't allowed that in our culture to be discounted. We've had this thing to where a mother is just this wonderful thing, and there is no prerequisite except for having a vagina to become one.
Yep.
Once you have a kid, you're instantly a mother, and you are placed upon this pedestal and put on such a level of reverence and respect instantaneously, no matter how good or bad you are at being a mother. So it's like that's the thing that we have done. However, for fathers, it's well, you can have any man can step up and be a daddy. And it's like that's the persona that we take. And even us as men, we will even put ourselves in a position of being a simp, like you said before, to where we'll say, well, I could be their daddy. And it's like we've taken on that because that's been a thing to where you a real man, or it takes a real man to raise another man's kid. Yep. And we bought into that wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that is a problem because at the end of the day, when it comes down to your things as far as legacy that comes up in a man's life, when it comes to just that actual parenting and building a life with somebody, it's a little bit more difficult to do that with a kid. And it's a kid that has a father that's kind of halfway in the picture, sometime in the picture, every once in a while in the picture, because that kid, at the end of the day, as he gets older, he begins to want to identify with something or that image of what he is. He wants to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I look like my daddy. Yeah, I sound like my daddy. I talk like my daddy. And those are the things that we go through. And even with women, little girls, they will do that too, but they 9 times out of 10 got their mother in their life. And that mother is there every day. But for men, when you get to that age where you get older and you get in those teenage years, you need and you want to have somebody that you identify with. You want your daddy because that's who you came from.
Well,
And
first off, I want to say we got a donation from Chastity. And just so you guys know, whatever I'm donated during any of these shows will be split between my fellow co-host because he's on the show and he's doing it. And you got pizza. But the point is...
wait. Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Let's see. I might flip the switch and turn the power back on in your room. I don't know.
That controller back
I might get the controller back tonight, nigga.
I get to play one controller.
You know what I'm saying? You get the one where the actual buttons work. I give that other one that don't work. All you can do is move it.
The joystick is jammed up.
Yeah.
It's sticky.
If you go left, you gonna keep going left, nigga. You better not do it. But I want you guys to understand my problem, and we're gonna open up the lines here in 4 minutes. So actually, you guys can call in now. The lines are open. The number's on the screen: 213-943-3362. But I want you guys to understand that I'm not against women with kids. I'm not against rap. I'm not against rappers. But I am against those whores. It's the motherfucking hoes. It's the motherfucking hoes. And now the bitch got my dick bump. I gotta get a shot in my ass, and now this bitch herpes is all over niggas, bro.
Oh my god.
About to get my weapon, no stepping. I'ma get my ammunition, tripping, no sip. Not to mention, never knew no competition. But I gotta get mine, so scream on more and let me hear you holler. Not about that mighty dollar. Roll with the hoes and thugs gon' follow. Chain gang remain in the same. Flame in my deck and drink and brew.
The original mumble rap. That's the original mumble rap right there.
Yes, sir.
Motherfucking hoes. Motherfucking hoes.
Oh man.
But I do want you guys to understand relationships are hard by themselves with two free spirits. Bringing in children. Somebody said in the chat room, people with kids should date people with kids. What do you think about that?
I think that can be a problem. People with kids that dating people with kids. Because at the end of the day, the reason why I say that is because it's really going to be about the parents or the adults that are involved in the situation and what you guys are going to do. What is your game plan? Because if you don't have a game plan that's going to work for both of you all, where you're both being equally respected and you both have decided already to say, well, hey, if our kids do this or if your kid does that, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be a problem because there are a lot of parents that feel some type of way about their kids. We got parents today that feel like you can't tell their kids shit. Don't say nothing to my son. Don't say nothing to my child. Don't touch my child. Don't you say nothing. You got a problem with my child, you come see me. It's parents that come up to schools and tell teachers that. My kid do something, you come tell me. You don't tell my kid that they can't or they shouldn't or they ain't. You don't do that. So it's like it doesn't matter if you got one kid or if you got four. If you all don't have a like mind and don't have a game plan up front, without them kids, a contingency plan in place for what these kids will do, because these kids will play you against them. They will play you both against each other on purpose. Kids will, one of the first things that a young kid will begin to do is learn how to manipulate. They will learn how to do whatever it is they need to do to get what it is they want. And they realize and will see the fact that if I got a united front, if these parents are both against me, if they both for each other, then shit, what does that leave me? So I need to try to drive a wedge into that. That's why a kid will do something like ask their mama, and then whatever their mama say, if they don't like it, then they'll go ask their daddy the same thing. I'm doing that with my 4-year-old right now. Have to stop her and tell her, if I tell you no, then that's it. You don't go ask your mama. And her mama doing the same thing. If I told you no, then no is what it is, because daddy gonna say the same exact thing. We already got that understood. But when Jamarquadius comes and asks his stepdaddy, can he go outside? And his stepdaddy be like, no, boy, you ain't cleaned up your room. And then he go ask his mama, and she let him go outside because she like, oh, well, it's all right. Just let him go ahead and go. I want some dick anyway. Now what you've done is you've gotten your dick, but now you set a precedent for this kid to where he sees a new boundary, and he sees like, oh, yeah, I see I'm going to ask him first. And if his ass say, no, I'm going to ask my mama, she can say, yeah.
Because, like, today, you guys know I have 2 girls, and they're raised in 2 different households, and they're 2 different motherfuckers. They just really are. Today, I went upstairs, and when I walked in the room, the youngest one was, like, right here to my right as I walked in, and Alice was standing, like, in front of me, like this. And they had, like, these cups up in there, and you don't play around with, like, no sweet shit and no syrupy shit in your house, because ants just find their way to it. They be...
Yep.
Single file. Let me watch a single file of that joint.
Like, they just find this shit, right? They just find it. So I go in there and I saw like shit all over the place. So the one that's standing right here, I look at this one, and I look over to Alex, and then Alex is supposed to know better. So I said, you know, why is all this stuff in here? And she was like, I don't know. And so I said, look at me when I'm talking to you, and I kicked her in the stomach.
How she wanted to look?
And so when I kicked her in the stomach, she did like this. And the little one was standing behind me, and she was like, ha ha. And so I did, I grabbed her by the hair and went, hey. Then I got up and was like, whoa! You know what I'm saying?
He said, look at me when I'm talking to you.
You too, Rudy Poos.
I said, if y'all don't get y'all candy asses up in here and clean this room.
He said, fight.
Just
Kano wins.
But I said, it's at least I'm their father. So when I kicked them, they thought about calling 911, but then they was like, well, that is our daddy, so just spit this blood out, it'll be all right. It ain't as much as it was last time when I kicked. True semen, that's for you. He gonna cut this out and say, gee, damn it, the business kid, you know what I mean? But no.
When you kicked her in the stomach, Tommy Guns came up there and said, ooh wee.
It need to be a ooh wee nigga jump over your shoulder every time you do something real. Ooh wee. but no, it's a hard thing to do because when that kid ain't yours, I think men do a better job of saying when we bring a woman into the house, the kid is ours. We allow that woman to say, you know, y'all kids sit down. Cause especially if we got girls, cause we actually want a real, like even if the mama's around, we figure the more women are around, especially if I pick this one, I think it's a good woman, good influence on my kid. I don't think women think that way. I don't even think women date us saying, I believe he's gonna be a good influence on my kid. I think that woman is specifically thinking, I need dick, I'm tired of being alone. Bitches turn into Al Green in a minute. They so tired of being alone. These hoes want some dick that's long. These hoes tell me, girl, I'm gonna get on Tinder. Swiping right don't mean a thing.
That I should wait, but I'm swiping today.
Listen here, I'm swiping again.
I want about 10. I'm gonna get it in. And then I hope he wins, baby.
But let's, you know, but if you look at it, I don't think women are thinking about their children in general. Because again, your situation's a unique one, and I'm glad it worked out. And I've had plenty of men who call in when I talk about not dating women with kids, and they say, no, I understand what you're saying, but then they'll be like, but I've been married to my wife for 14 years. I got with her, she had a kid, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling people, whatever makes you happy makes you happy. But I also believe that this is a very slippery slope, dating a woman with kids, Because like that lame ass did that video talking about 7 reasons of dating a woman with kids, and he was like, they pussy wider. He's like,
He said that. They already know how to cook.
Right.
I was like, what?
First off, y'all saw I dated a bitch that had a 6-year-old. She was fine. Brittany can't cook.
Oh my god.
And I remember asking, wait a minute, you can't cook? She said, no.
Oh geez.
I said, well, who cooks? And then I realized, wait a minute, if she's always out in Arizona, because I had to stop her. I said, you're always in Arizona during the time when your daughter is at school. Who's keeping her? And she's like, my mom and my dad.
Oh jeez.
And you look, I literally just left her alone. She was always while she was dating me, she was dating 4 other niggas and had all of us on Instagram hugged up with them.
Oh jeez.
No time with her kid though. And that's what typical black girls do. They will tell you, I'm a single mom. But you'll be able to get her to the club all the time. You'll be
what I always notice is that like you never know who the father is. You never see pictures of the father. But like it'd be some new nigga and she be all on social media with a new nigga. She comes and then she's pregnant and then she got 2-3 niggas. That's how it happens. I'm like, well, I never see the status change on Facebook until after you had a kid.
That's what I'm saying. So you sit back and I think it's just a difficult thing to do. I'm gonna give you the last word before we go to the phone lines. I just think it's a difficult thing to do to date a woman with children. I would encourage people to not do it because I think it shows signs that she is not a stable person. She doesn't know how to settle down when it matters. Because if you're just fucking somebody, I get that. Young girls just fucking, I get it. It's still hard if they take more dicks. It's harder for them to settle down. Same with men. But I think once you do something as big as give birth, and you don't give a shit about that dude, that just strikes me weird. Because you didn't have to give birth. You had the ultimate control over whether you got pregnant. And you got pregnant by somebody that you don't like and that you don't think can be a father, and he's not in your kid's life. I think that shows horrible character judgment on the woman and horrible character traits on the woman. And it doesn't mean she can't fix it, but I think at that moment, if you're willing to let a nigga nut up in you, that's not your husband, that has not gave you any kind of. Now, widows and ex-wives, I can fuck with them when they have a kid. This bitch was a wife. She didn't expect this to end. That I can accept. You just a bitch in school. You just a bitch at the club. You just a bitch on Instagram. And you let a nigga that you met in the inbox get you pregnant and you kept it? Yep. I don't respect that. I'm going to give you the last word on that before we go to the phones.
I think that there is such a lack of importance of fathers being in the homes. There's such a lack of the importance of being husbands and wives. We have like just totally thrown that concept to the wayside. We are more inclined, our women are more inclined to be a mother first before they are a wife, before they have graduated from school and started some type of career, some type of job. It's like a baby is like something that it's like something you get like when you get your license when you turn 16.
It's a rite of passage for them.
Yeah, it's a rite of you got to get your first one out the way. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just getting it over with. You pick up your shorty after you get your license. I got my license on Tuesday, but then Friday is my baby shower, and then Tuesday after that I give birth.
They get their MMR shots, their rubella, and then they get pregnant. Like they get it all in just all 3 shots at once. MMR, rubella, and sperm.
It's like because of that, you have that type of culture now to where it's not important to have biological fathers in the home. It's not important to have husbands in the home. So now it's a thing to where it's just like, I can just have a kid. I can have a baby and I'll be fine. And that's not the case. And then what usually happens is after they do that, they tend to see the importance of having a husband and having that biological father in the home, to where now they're just trying to fill that void. Where you can see,
you giving them too much credit. I don't think that they are trying to fill the father figure role. I think they're still just trying to get a man, and by product of I got a man, he'll be a father. Because if that was true, that they were looking for
a selfish aspect.
Yes,
too, absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, because if they were looking for a father, many of the men that they even brought to their houses wouldn't be there. Yeah. Many of the men they're
looking for dick first.
They're looking for dick. Yeah. Byproduct, they believe if I can entrap the dick in my house,
he'll just be a father.
He'll be a father. Think about it. That's what they're expecting most of the men who they fuck. He's supposed to all of a sudden be a father figure. You don't know how to be a daddy. Well, the nigga wasn't a daddy when you was fucking him. I don't think that the majority of women, especially black women, look for clues and keys of what would be stability, or even if he leaves you as a husband, he would remain a good father. I think the first thing anybody should pick that they're fucking would be somebody that will make a good parent. Fuck even that they make a good mate. Because if you're fucking the person, they might come up pregnant.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I believe that our women of today, they have equated fatherhood as far as they've equated that to financial resources.
Yep, a check.
So it's a win, right? It's a win-win situation for me, whether you're a good daddy or not. Because if you get me pregnant, I still got you by the balls. Because at the end of the day, if I get this, you give me this baby, you can either step up and be a real daddy and be, a good man to me and my
fuck up your life
or kids, or the government gonna make you do it. Either way, I'm winning. Because while you out and you decide to leave and run off, I'm gonna call you an ain't shit nigga, and now I can open up the pathways for somebody else to come along and see what happens with them. Because at the end of the day, every day that you ain't paying me a check, you owe me a check.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get my payday one way or the other, or you just gonna have a miserable life. So it's a power play and it's a power move in that aspect to do that. So it's like they don't really consider the importance of it because they look at it as though I'm winning either way. I'm gonna get a check from this dude, and I'm gonna get an opportunity to get with another dude because I still look good. I still got ass. I put this ass on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. Somebody gonna hit me up. So I can either do that, and while I'm waiting, this check that either he giving me right now or it's accumulating, I'm gonna get it.
I would even say this too. I think what's really going on too is the idea that they're projecting their level of motherhood onto random dude. I'll explain. Pretty much when a woman has a child, or she's a single mother, she usually has a lot of support systems, a lot of help, i.e. mother and fathers or grandparents. So her perception of parent is diluted because she's actually herself is not really a good mother herself. She actually is a bad mother, but has a bunch of help from the government and from her family structure and all that stuff. So she's thinking like, oh, being a parent ain't that hard. But this new dude who has, because men usually get no type of real support. They don't get support from the parents. Like their parents ain't taking in random bastard child. The government ain't giving them no check. So he has to do everything himself. So the burden of being a father is more on a man than it is like a woman being a mother. So she's going into the game thinking that being a parent is easy, and that guy's going to the game, and the man's going to the game thinking like, yo, like this is a lot of damn responsibility.
Like women even realize, to your point, they realize they can get pregnant by a dude and then still get another dude. So kind of like have two checks, like how some kids be like, well, if I have two different sets of parents, I have two Christmases, two blah, blah, blah. I think women look at it that way. Even if that dude doesn't step up, like what Brian said, even if you don't give me a check, you owe me a check. So it's always in their back pocket.
And it's still like, even if the new guy ain't taking care of the kids, he's still taking care of her. So she doesn't have to like, the resources she gets just only goes to the child. Yeah. So she's not even taking care of herself. It's a bunch of people, it's a racket of people that's taking care of her. Whether it's a little bit from the parents, it's a little bit from the baby daddy, it's a little bit from the new boyfriend, it's a little bit from the government. So like she's not really doing shit, really.
She's winning.
Yep. Hey,
she's winning.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, here's what we're gonna do. Got a huge donation from somebody by the name of Samantha Holder. I think that's a donation. God, dog.
All right,
Samantha. I don't mind. No, I don't mind. Would you mind if I suck your dick? I don't mind. No, I don't mind. No, thank you so much, Samantha Holder. Yes, that is an awesome. And let me see what she wrote. She put, Tommy, have an awesome Father's Day and do something nice with the girls. That is really sweet. But wait a minute, why am I doing something with them? They supposed to see. For shame.
Oh my god.
They supposed to be doing something to me. I'm gonna put this in my pocket.
And I ain't see no ads or like that's a whole nother
Nothing.
topic.
You ain't seen no Father's Day commercials.
None of that
Nothing.
shit.
Nobody gives a
Like
shit
I
about
see a
that.
Facebook like little icon, like they got the Facebook rainbow and shit, but they got no Father's Day shit.
No, they had the fucking H3 or whatever the fuck that was, but they don't have nothing about no daddies. They fuck daddies is what they doing. They ugh.
Boy, every restaurant in whatever city you live in is gonna have plenty of space on Sunday.
Yes, they gonna do like with Father's Day, like you know the movie The Purge. Oh yeah. They gonna do like a Father's Day movie called like The Splurge or something, where like men gotta run away from public because that be the day where you can get raped. Like they just gonna emasculate the shit out of men. It's just gonna be like rape is legal for 12 hours of men. The splurge has commenced. I'm sitting up in the house with my ass to the corner. Oh, nobody's coming in here. Stay away from my door. We want your ass, Tommy. The splurge has commenced.
Oh wait.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God, dog. I'm telling you, Father's Day it ain't shit. Nobody gives a crap. Oh.
Yeah.
Let me okay, we're gonna go to the phone lines. Let me do this so I can set up the lines. You guys can enjoy my Hamilton. Nope, this is the wrong one. I don't want to play that. You ever play that? I don't want to play that shit. Congratulations.